Hey everybody, my fellow Web3 citizens, welcome back to another episode of the Invela podcast. I'm your host, Eugene CryptoMC, and today I'm joined by Andrew Kavrichenko, aka Toxic ANCAP. He is an anarchist, scientist, engineer, entrepreneur, and investor. He's the founder of Quantum Wiring. This is a decentralized science, or DeSci, ambitious initiative with 20 years long roadmap aimed at dramatically extending human lifespan through cutting-edge technological advancement, including nanotechnology and AI, of course. And his goal is to achieve what he terms technical immortality, a state where aging and age-related diseases can be effectively managed or even eliminated through advanced technological intervention. I'm expecting an extremely valuable talk, so Andrew, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
First, let me thank to my friend Alexei Chusov, who made this talk possible. And being a libertarian, anarcho-capitalist, and Austrian economics advocate myself, I have to start by asking you, how did you become an anarcho-capitalist?
By natural cause of events, I guess. I always was interested in uh, doing something by my own. And when you on your first job, being yet a student, tell your boss, who is 3 times older than you, that he's an idiot, and explaining why. This doesn't sound like a good start of career, be it scientific or engineering or whatever. So I had to move into doing business myself, learned a good deal of positive and negative sides of being a businessman. And over the years, I became completely disillusioned in anything that state can provide besides threat of violence or even the direct violence. So I had no other choice. If I still want to continue to pursue my interest, I have to do it on my own. That's why I'm an anarchist.
Absolutely, absolutely clear position to start to found so impressive, so extremely valuable project like quantum wiring. So let's explain the term decentralized science to our audience. You are the first man who represents such an area in decentralized turn-based terms. What are the main problems with current academia and science for now, which are primarily funded by centralized way, as we know, and how does the decentralized science concept aim to address these issues and problems?
Well, you mentioned by yourself the main problem with current science. It's centrally funded, and thus the guy who pays, sets the music. Being deeply entrenched in the culture, a scientific culture, it is for last 50 or even 70 years was completely cemented by centralized funding. So right now, it looks like a top-down industry where any breakthrough idea has very little chance of being investigated, not even talking about creating some scientific breakthrough and going through engineering and bringing it to market. That's why there is a critical value of this between current academia research and clinical or industry development. And the typical example of this is the current price of bringing any new drug to market, which is in billions and requires at least 10 years. Additionally, being a closed culture, a semi-closed culture, there are access barriers in doing career, even starting career in science. It's measured in mainly in Hirsch index, which means publish or perish, and once again centralized industry of scientific publication heavily benefits on promoting known figures with just a little advances in the science, not a breakthrough. And just to put an icing on top of this, imagine that despite science being ideally open, almost all of data is behind closed gates, if in any electronic form. That's why right now science, centralized science, is in their situation.
You know, when you talked, I was thinking that probably decentralized science looks back into centuries where science was born in 16th, 17th centuries, where were
Yeah,
not governments at all. It all was founded by private persons, rich
exactly.
persons. That's why philosophy in Western civilization and science, as the branch of philosophy, had been developed extremely well, as we know.
Mm.
So this is our proven recepts, proven tactics, and proven strategies and tactics. Your GitHub consists of Immortality Manifesto. It's available on GitHub.
Yeah.
The link is in the description. And in this text, you make the bold statement that aging is not an inevitability, but a solvable
Mhm.
engineering problem. Sounds very ambitious, and you suggest that this can be resolved through decentralized networks of free scientists, rock engineers, and biohackers. So is this aligned with the quantum wiring mission, and how is it expected to be achieved?
Of course, it is. See, I'm a chemist by education, I'm an engineer by trade, and I'm a businessman who tries to bring scientific results to people, to market. And due to my education and training, I look on everything as an engineer. And when I look on human health, and in particular on the health of the cell, I see a very complex, a very well-tuned system of thousands of chemical processes. And chemical process doesn't have an age. It when it fed an energy and supplies, it continues indefinitely. Uh, what I see is that as we age, this complex system gets dysregulated. Uh, when we are born, almost the same chemical processes are happening in our cells, but we are new and they're quite well regulated. So if we would be able to monitor what is going on within our cells and get inside what is going on actually and action very precisely in time and space, my belief is we can solve it by purely engineer approach.
Well, you know, when it's actually, I remember that in my school youth, I also was a big chemistry fan. I took part in
Uh,
chemistry Olympiads and even had won the prizes and even entered university by winning the prizes. So I do understand what you're talking about. Oh, let's dive into nanotechnology and AI. How these technologies may be utilized and are utilized in quantum wired emission?
um, In my view, nanotechnology, in particular nanobots, will be crucial to monitor the health of the cell. Because, human body has trillion of cells, and getting a precise or even semi-precise knowledge of what's going on in every cell is, by now, is completely impossible. My idea is that we would develop a nanobot, small bioelectronic, molecular electronic device that would be between 10 and 100 nanometers in size, that would be present in every cell of your body. Will be able to communicate with each other, with its environment, and to outside electronic system, and will provide not even a snapshot, but a real-time view of what is really going on in your body. This is the internal part. The external part is the vast amount of data that you will get from those trillions of devices that you won't be able to process by yourself. Therefore, you will need some kind of health copilot. Um, Given the complexity of the processes and the fact that every human is different, this copilot has to be fine-tuned to your specific situation, your specific body, and so basically, it would be able to give you a nearly real-time feedback of what is best for your health right now. Should you take a nap? Should you take a drink, walk, some kind of supplement? Um, that's the idea.
Well, it is easy to notice that what are you saying? It directly affects the current approach to government-funded healthcare, especially in big
Yes.
countries. So, is it fair to say that the Quantum Warning Initiative will probably transform the mainstream approach to healthcare, which has persisted for a century through government agencies, big pharmas, big money, and so on and so forth, as we know it. And if it's so, what will a new quantum wiring shop healthcare will look like?
First of all, I have a very sad message for existing healthcare system, because it isn't healthcare; it's a disease management system. It doesn't care. I really doubt that it has even a definition of what is health, human health. So what it really cares is a disease, and it profits from your disease management. As long as you are ill, you are eager to pay to the industry, and that's it. My goal is complete opposite of this. My goal is to keep myself and anyone who would like to join the movement healthy, as long as he or she would like to. And of course, first of all, we would like to know what healthy person is. My working definition right now is a physical state of, say, 25-year-old. I guess it's a reasonably good approach. So, as long as we will be able to manage the state of our body and mind on the level of 25, I consider the mission accomplished. Unfortunately, this completely dismantles current, I don't know, financial, technological, etc., pillars of healthcare industry. So I see that we will be able to create completely new architecture of human health. Additionally, I don't believe that this way would be easy, and having dealt good time with several government agencies, I consider that at some point of time they will heavily oppose us. So, being an all-time Bitcoiner, I rely on complete decentralization as much as possible, as soon as possible. So our goal, our priorities in this quest will be to not just to build the health models and do research in decentralized way, but to create techniques and potentially drugs in the same decentralized way, say in every garage.
Well, indeed. First, I love your term disease management, and I heard about this. Of course, we don't have to confuse health and disease.
Yeah.
Real healthcare, which is manifested by quantum warrior mission, and disease management, which is manifested by current big pharma and government-funded centralized healthcare, I would say. Okay, got it very much. So the current roadmap you mentioned in Q-Wiring is now set for
Yes.
20 years for
Yes.
2044. I've never seen such a long-term roadmap in my years in the Web3 industry. It appears to be very serious, just because of this term, very serious. What are the main stages and milestones you envision for such a long roadmap?
Okay, let me start from the end goal where we would like to come. As I have already said, we would like to be able to monitor human body 24/7 in real time and give real-time feedback on what you should do to improve your state to bring it closer to the reference point of being 25-year-old. This means that nanobots, nanoassemblers will do health monitoring, and you will have a personalized AI model for your health. Which requires us to do several scientific and technological breakthroughs. First of all, right now there is no viable molecular electronics. I have some scientific ideas and hints how to do it, but we have to invent it, we have to synthesize it, and we have to prove that it's reliable and robust. After doing this, we need to make sure that it's biosafe. It will be safe for your body, for any biological object, and it won't trigger your immune system, which would be an unfortunate accident. Therefore, at the last stages of this process, we will definitely implement the best guidelines of big pharma. They don't have everything bad, as they have good ideas in prolonged and wide testing of new drugs. This definitely will be both drug and medical device, and we won't. We will reuse the best ideas from them, but we won't be guided by their formal structures. Therefore, we will have to spend at least, I believe, 5 years before declaring this way safe. Which brings us to 2000, what it will be, 35 or 30, if we will have to do several iterations. This is 5 to 10 years from now, and this time will be spent to do those scientific breakthroughs, construct molecular electronics, construct, design and fine-tune your health model. And most likely it will require a creation of standardized health model of any human. Why in physics we have a standard model of physics, but we don't have okay, not even a standard model of health, but even a standard model of the cell. I can't do a numerical experiment on a cell in silico yet. So these are the next big milestone, and this year, and I guess a good deal of the next year, we will spend by creating an organizational structure that would be capable of doing this with uh, least resources possible and with maximum efficiency. Uh, this is why I'm going to use DAO structure, which has its own problems, and I have ways to solve it. We are aiming to collect teams actually of biologists, molecular biologists, and specifically engineers, electronic engineers, AI scientists to work on those problems. So, unrolling it back again. This year and next year, establishing the financial and organization structure of such huge project. Next 5 to 7 years, creating the theoretical and practical implementations of molecular electronics and health model. And the rest of the time is testing and fine-tuning on living organisms, starting from the simplest one and finishing with us.
Sounds great. That's the roadmap of quantum wiring is available on the website. Check the links in the description. And you mentioned DAO structure, and of course, because of its decentralized nature, it must be done in the form of decentralized autonomous organization. And we know that it's a pity, but current DAO structure has been tested and has railed a lot of troubles and vulnerabilities of current form of DAO. So will the architecture of quantum wiring build design as a DAO? And if yes, what are the key difference will DAO quantum wiring have, considering the numerous vulnerabilities and flaws presented in existing DAOs in the industry?
Okay, first of all, this won't be a DAO, this will be a network of DAOs because of the sheer size of the problem we have to solve. And despite the promise of DAO of being able to unite great collectives of people, since I have worked in open source development, software development, since mid-90s, I guess, I have seen that any productive team is, well, couple dozen of developers. At most, it a Dunbar number, 150 or something like this. Here we have huge list of scientific, technical, engineering, implementation problems. Therefore, we will have a lot of teams working on this. Therefore, each of this team will be a DAO or several DAOs. Most likely, any person will participate in several DAOs at the same time. We will try to unite and coordinate this under umbrella of master DAO, but I'm not sure that that will survive. My final goal is achieving technical immortality, not being a master controller of everything. To achieve this, we have to fix core problem of DAO as they are implemented now. Right now, DAO merely mirrors the democracy slash corporate governance, which, as we know, scales badly. And attempts to do this to scale diverse collectives of people that are distributed across time and space, result in well-known problems of world dominance, very little or sometimes even zero responsibility for those decisions, and others that So our solution right now, the solution that I'm working now, yesterday, today is the one I am coding, is to first of all implement Futarchy voting in DAO that heavily relies on prediction markets. And this is not a new idea. It was on the market in the idea space for at least 10 years. My take is that even with pure Futarchy, as soon as vote is done, voters don't bear any responsibility for their decision. So our slight change is that the funds that voters used to move to win their idea on prediction market, they will be locked for a predefined period of time, and they will be not just time locked, but they will be converted into options, financial options, that will be objectively tied to any given criteria. And the simplest criteria is to tie it to the price of DAO token. So if I vote on governance vote, yay, you vote no, my vote wins. I spent, say, $1,000 on this vote. My $1,000 are converted into $1,000 worth of options that will be worth something within a year, for example. And only if the price of DAO token will increase by predefined threshold, say 25% or 30%. Therefore, if my vote was wrong, I will lose money. Same for you. If your vote won and DAO really was in their necessity of this idea to be implemented, you will bear the cost of this voting. We have also other structures to improve the DAO governance, and I guess that will be the first products that we will release to mainnet, hopefully this year.
Okay, so we have figured out with the outline of the initial quantum wiring mission. So currently, at this moment, what resources do you need right now to, on this stage of a roadmap, to continue a project? Funding, you write on the website that you don't accept investment, just donations. Sounds extremely interesting. So team members, people, scientists, biologists, biohackers, so on and so forth, partners. It's time to call to action. Make any valuable call to actions, important call to action you need to make now.
Great. Thank you. First of all, despite me being a developer, I'm just a single person doing coding right now. And yes, we need developers. Anyone who is professional in Rust/Solana and would like to join us, we would like to bring it onto other networks too. So anything that will work on EVM chains is good. If you would like to live forever, join us. Next step. We definitely would like to get into serious talk with scientists, molecular biologists, aging professionals, to help us steer the research arm of our project. Third, I would like to connect with hardware designers, with electronic designers, because let's say tomorrow I will have a working prototype. Okay, working model of logical elements that would be implemented on molecular level. But I don't know how to go from a molecular transistor to CPU and memory and so on. I would love to talk with such people, so we will be able to uh, to roll out a working prototype as soon as possible. And not yet, but soon we will need funding. I guess we still not have decided which form would be the best. That's why right now we are taking only donations. If somebody is is interested, but the most necessary funding would be in the form of your participation, since our DAOs will be governed by prediction market. As soon as prediction markets that you understand and you are interested in would be online, go and make your bet. That's it.
Okay, sounds extremely well. So finally,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
And of course, we have a Telegram channel for discussion, which is fresh news. So feel free to join the Telegram channel, follow us on X, Twitter, and I will republish everything that was published on our site on Substack. So subscribe to our Substack. All links are in our link tree.
Well, guys, in the description, you'll find all the links to quantum wiring resources. Read the Immortality Manifesto on Andrew GitHub. Check them on Twitter. Follow him on Twitter. Contact him on Twitter if you do need this. Follow this there. Join their Telegram chat. Follow the Substack. Subscribe in this. And join the quantum wiring decentralized science movement. Andrew Kavrychenko, the founder of Quantum Wiring, has been my guest on today's episode of the Envelop podcast. I'm Eugene CryptoMC, the main host of the DAO Envelop. So probably will be DAO France with Quantum Wiring DAO, the structure of DAOs. I extremely love this idea. Thank you very much for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow us, guys. Follow our future. Technical immortality is the task of humanity. Probably this is the most important slogan, most bold statement we must have done for now. Thank you very much, and stay tuned, and bye-bye. Blockchain. BLOCK chain. Digital money, smart contracts, NFT, IDO, decentralization, transparency. So many opportunities, but so many challenges. Some financial manipulators, by their actions, confuse blockchain solutions and block their development. The idea that the blockchain should bring copyright and royalties protection to the next level is quite old, but the realizations of these ideas are not perfect at all. There is another problem of determining the value of a particular cryptocurrency or NFT. These and other problems need to be solved. Fortunately, the blockchain infrastructure is evolving. My name is E, Mr. E, and I represent the Envelop project. Many things have already been invented in the blockchain today. Tokens, smart contracts, platforms for creating your own coins, NFTs, exchanges for buying, selling, and exchanging all these blockchain resources. Envelop is another step in the development of crypto technologies. The protocol that works with NFT and cryptocurrencies. The idea is simple but disruptive. Let's assume you have an NFT, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Using the Envelop protocol, you can wrap the original NFT accompanied with several tokens. Technically, you get a similar NFT, but what is the breakthrough here? Once wrapped, the token has a number of additional features that were not available before. The minimal cost appears. It is provided with coins wrapped together with NFT. An asset wrapped with Envelop has a number of properties that allow the original author to receive royalties from the resale of that asset. Various rules can be applied to the wrapped token. For example, a lock period for unwrapping. It secures the asset till the determined moment or safeguards it from speculation during the hype period. At the same time, wrap tokens can be transferred and traded. These are just some of the scenarios for using Envelope. NFTs become more popular, and the tools provided by Envelope expand the opportunities of NFTs utilization. Wide application possibilities are achieved due to the fact that, in addition to the protocol, the project includes a number of subsystems. The protocol provides functions wrapping and unwrapping. Oracle Mechanics provides asset valuation using analytical algorithms. Index provides a summary assessment of several NFT assets with the common criteria. The project has its own token, which connects all elements of the system. Altogether, this is Envelope, a tool in the blockchain world for building modern and secure systems in various fields. Find more info about the project on the website. Envelope. Make your NFT valuable. Just practical, no hype.